with Rob Vitus with a very special announcement from the American Motorcyclist Association.
It gives me great honor to introduce the team that was chosen for 2010. In MX1, and it'll be our team captain, will be Ryan Dungey. How about a round of applause for him? Season he has done. Come on up, Ryan. MX2, we have Trey Kennard, will be representing USA. And our MX3 rider, who's doing an outstanding job this year as well as last year, is Andrew Short. These riders will be at Thunder Valley in Colorado on the weekend of September 24th and 25th.
Welcome to your 450 wrap-up from the Rockstar Energy Drink National at Unadilla. Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship, Jason Wygant and Steve Cox. We expected the showdown here between Ryan Dungey and James Stewart, and James Stewart indeed showed up to Unadilla, but by the time the day was over, Dungey had a different visitor to deal with to try to win this overall.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, how many predictions were there about what was going to go down, and who actually predicted this?
No one said Clement DeSalle is going to be the guy to challenge Dungey, but he indeed did. Let's get to the highlights. Go racing 450 Moto 1. This is the battle, Stewart and Dungey. Dungey's going to get the whole shot. He actually beat Andrew Short for a whole shot and tries to take off. You had Short, DeSalle, and Stewart all up there right from the start.
Yeah, I mean, Dungey has had one other whole shot all year, which is kind of amazing considering how many races he's won.
Correct. But this time he was able to slowly start inching away. Stewart and DeSalle would go past Short. They were in second and third, and then Stewart would get into second past DeSalle and Screw You. And we thought he might go after Dungey, but really there were no answers for the number 5 in this one.
No, I mean, the thing about Dungey is where James Stewart was frantic, you know, when he was winning outdoor nationals, he was frantic, fast, energetic. Dungey's like the opposite, smooth, deliberate, and just ridiculous because he doesn't make any mistakes.
So and it doesn't look like he's going apparently as fast as he must be.
Yeah.
So Dungey was gone, and we thought Stewart maybe tuck in for second. Good ride for his first run back, and still in contention for the overall. But he ends up falling in Screw You, the same area that he passed DeSalle. So DeSalle's back up to the number 2 spot. Stewart's got to try to run him down, and behind that, you had Short and Metcalf starting to hook it up.
Yeah, and the thing is, the old saying is the second and the first motor is as good as a win. Because, you know, if you win the second motor, you win the overall no matter what. So that was maybe James's plan, and it turned out maybe to be somebody else's plan.
Yeah, it was DeSalle because he would get Stewart when Stewart fell, and they would battle all the way down to the last lap. Stewart trying everything to get around him. He couldn't get it done. Dungey's going to win the moto. DeSalle will finish second. Amazing. Stewart third. And Metcalf just runs out of time. He couldn't get Short.
Yeah, at the last lap, I think he finally gave up because he was just trying everything he could to get around Shorty, and Shorty can ride a wide bike when he wants to.
That's your first moto. Dungey fires first. Moto number 2, Andrew Short coming into this moto has actually only got 8 whole shots in 17 motos. He's got to get back to 50%. So he grabs a whole shot here. That's now 9 of 18. And he's got the Suzukis of Dungey and DeSalle right with him again.
Yeah, and they're breathing down his neck. Although in the first few laps, he did pull out quite a bit. He started to pull away, and you started thinking like, oh, Andrew Short
finally going to be the day?
He might actually have this thing, and then no.
No, then DeSalle would get him, and Dungey would immediately pass Short as well, and they would duke it out for the lead. We were waiting for James Stewart, but we really didn't see much of him.
No, I mean, he started tailing the top 10. He passed a couple guys and seemed to stall out, and then all of a sudden, those guys started passing him back.
And then Stewart pulled off, and that was it. The end of James Stewart here at Unadilla. We'll have him back next weekend. We sure hope so. Up front, though, Dungey really had a problem on his hands.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at this Belgian guy in front of him. It's like, he's on my team, right?
Right.
This weekend?
I can't take him out.
No,
Can't get aggressive.
And hopefully he can't take me out. Right?
What does this say about the Suzuki's? The strongest challenge Dungey's really had in a second moto this year comes from another rider under that tent.
Yeah, and Desal even said that he couldn't even use his own suspension because the wheel wouldn't fit in the forks.
Wow.
So he was using American factory suspension he'd never ridden with before, and still is better than 38 other dudes.
It would be well past the 20-minute mark of the moto before Dungey finally forces his way into the #1 spot, and he's going to win himself his 8th straight overall. Desal goes 2-2 on the day.
Never quite that far behind, though.
No, he kept him honest. Remember in Moto 1 where Metcalf just couldn't get short? He did get him this time. That'll put Metcalf 3rd. 4th would go to Kevin Windham, who would pass short on the last lap.
In the last turn on the last lap, aggressively.
Against
and
his
they are teammates.
teammates.
Also, not part-time.
Yeah.
Sort of the same.
Right now they are.
Not so good.
Windham ends up 4th. That'll push Short back to 5th.
My day was really good. I make a podium, and also I didn't crash today. It was really fun to have a nice track like that, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, it was really good and really good racing with Ryan. It was a strange feeling to be first here, and after we had a good racing together, and the most important was to didn't crash. But it was really fun, and he was really fast, and I finished second. I'm second for the moment in World Championship, and the bike was different. It was a different bike. It's a bike from here that I was riding today, and normally I can use my suspension, but with the front wheels it was something different that I cannot use my suspension, so I had to ride with the suspension from here. And the fork was really different, the strange, different feeling, I mean, in the jump, and so I get used to it. I have to use to it because I have no choice.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of work today. The starts weren't really that good today, but it's just able to get around the top 5, 6 place, and then kind of work up from there. Wasn't a whole lot of fun taking that roost from everybody, but once again, kind of just made it happen. Just kind of clawed my way through, made a few moves here and there. First moto, I was really, really disappointed. I made a mistake at the bottom of Screw You, and felt like I should have had 4th position in that moto. But, had to go for the 5th and came back better in the second one, so it was good. Yeah, that's the reason why it's up here. It's not to rub anybody wrong, but here it is. It says Australia with kangaroo. So I got, I'm a part of the Australian team for the Donations this year, held in Colorado. So I'm, really stoked to be a part of it again this year, riding a 450. So I'm excited about that. As of right now, I'll be riding the MX3 or the Open. So it's, Chad and an Australian ride, Dean Ferris, will be on the lights bike. So it's still, Chad's in right now. So it's, I don't really have anything to comment. I don't know, but he, says on the paper that Chad's going to be racing MX1, so I'll be MX3. So I'm looking forward to that. Doesn't really matter which one I was going to be selected for. I'm just, really stoked to be a part of it and looking forward to it.
No, I really wasn't thinking of the overall. It was more race each race the best I can, and to win. I think that's what we go for. But he really rode good today. Clement Desal, he surprised me. I've really never raced against him besides the Designations last year, and he came over, and it's not easy to do that. You're in a whole different atmosphere and tracks, and he said that he had a good time, but so it was good. We had a good little battle there in the middle of the moto, and I think for both of us it was fun. I didn't know, I really was trying to have an open mind coming in. I haven't raced James in outdoors ever, so it was something that new for me and as the rest of the field too. So. But really, just try to put myself in the best position and go from there, and not to worry. it's cool, you know, to be able to represent the USA. Last year was pretty unbelievable experience. It's hard to put into words what it was like, but you know, I think we can all really put in our best effort and you know, do the job we're supposed to do and try to bring home that number one.
Well, the good news for Ryan Dungey is that Clement Dussel will not be here for the next 3 rounds, so he doesn't have to worry about that guy. What do you think? I mean, are we going to see James Stewart back in the next 3 races? This was a test, and I'm sure it didn't quite go as well as he hoped.
Well, I mean, I think he maybe would have wanted to wait another race,
yeah.
but he was hoping to like grab up the donation spot that he didn't end up getting. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, was the whole reason why he was racing the Nationals to race the donations, and now that he's not on the donations team, is he just going to be like, I'm going to stay home? Then again, he hauls in the sand, always has.
Yep.
Why wouldn't he show up at Southwick?
Yeah, I mean, he's a racer, and I think he wanted to come and try to beat Ryan Dungey to kind of get in his head a little bit for 2011. And coming into the race, people said, you're not going to see Dungey go after anybody because he's got a points lead. But we all know how big confidence and momentum is here. Dungey needed to win this race. Forget about points.
Right.
He can't let these guys beat him and get in his head or get it in their head.
No, I mean, regardless, the last time those two guys raced when they were both healthy was Anaheim 1, and Dungey damn near beat him there.
Right.
So the last thing he wants is for that momentum to switch back to Stewart before he's going to go into his very first title defense.
Right,
I mean,
and
it's gnarly.
don't think that Stewart wasn't thinking about that coming in here. If I can beat this guy, I can make him question his whole season. But it didn't happen today. Dungey comes out on top, and he might have the title wrapped up by the next time we have a post show at Southwick. We'll see.
Yep.
That's Steve Cox. This is Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching from Unadilla. We'll catch you in 2 weeks from Southwick.